Okay, so I wanted to walk you through a little bit of information about vendor shows, and I'll be totally honest that I've only done one vendor show. It went really well. I did a small vendor show in Munster, Texas, with my upline, but I learned a few things from it that I think will be helpful for you. And I've talked to a lot of people. I've watched a lot of videos about vendor shows. One of my good friends, Holly, does huge shows and does amazing with them. So I've watched her training several times, and the thing about it is, a lot of people ask, well, how do I find vendor events? And I actually have not heard of anybody who has located a magic bullet on finding events. You need to just be Googling and looking things up. And one thing that Holly does, especially if you're in a business building phase and you want to sponsor people and bring people on in areas of large opportunity, is looking at our maps that show which states have the most distributors in them, and then looking at states that don't have a lot of distributors in them, and then looking for events that you're willing, to travel to go to build your business. So that's an opportunity for you. But I recommend starting out with a small event. Don't go into an event that has 10,000 people passing through it when you're 3 weeks into your distributorship, because the first thing you need is enough stock to make sense for the event that you're at. So if you can only afford, 300 PV worth of stock for your event, then you need to be working a fairly small event, because you're going to run out really quickly and you're not going to have enough variety to suit that many customers. I also recommend having a buddy system, working with somebody. I work really, really well with my upline. We have similar styles. We didn't even know each other before I signed up for this, and we've become really, really good friends. But Angela and I worked an event together, and it was a small event, but having two people, even at a small event, was important for us because we both had these roles. So we would stand out in front of our table, and I was really good at like catching people and pulling them in. And she's good at as well, but we just kind of ended up in this kind of groove where I would catch people and bring them in, and then she would help them find a color, and then I would dash back and ring them up or whatever, and then catch the next person and start talking to them. And it was just a really good flow. If you're trying to catch people, help them find a color, and then ring them up, you are spending a lot of time with one customer, and you're missing a lot of people as traffic is going by. So having that buddy system, and then having that accountability, like my natural tendency may have been to sit down behind my booth in a chair and give myself lots of breaks and do those kinds of things. And because I had somebody there that I was accountable to, I stood up and I did the things that I needed to be doing to make sales that day. So understand the event attendance and popularity before you go. Like, don't sign up for an event and if you think there's 1,000 people coming and they're actually expecting 10,000 people, like, you want to know how many people are coming to that event. And then the way that you want to develop how to determine how much stock to take with you is you need to know how much product or how much profit you need to make to meet your goals. So if your goal is to sell $5,000 worth because you want to walk away from $2,500 in profit, but you only buy $2,500 in product, sorry, I'm confusing myself, you are not going to walk away with $5,000 if you only have $2,500 worth of product. So you need to determine how much you need to make. Sorry, my shoe is bothering me. So you need to determine how much you need to make in order to make this event worthwhile for you. So if I want to make $500 a day to stand up on my feet and talk to people, because I find that exhausting, I want to make $500 worth a day. So if I want to make $500, that's $1,000 worth of inventory times 2 days. So that's $2,000 worth of inventory. But then I also paid something to be there, maybe like $200. So that's $2,400 worth of inventory to make what I want to make and also get back the money that I paid for the event. But then you also got to look at, okay, I would have to sell every single piece of inventory that I have and match every single color up perfectly to somebody walking by for me to sell every last bit of inventory that I took. So now I'm looking at like $2,400 worth of inventory. Now maybe I'm looking at $3,000, $3,500 because I need to have variety from people to pick from. So that means that you really need to, be very strategic and understand that going into a vendor event, if you want to make $500 a day to go talk to all those people, that you need to have enough stock in order to do that. So understand how much stock you need to have to meet your goals and offer your customer a variety. And then don't ever purchase more stock for an event than you are willing to go home with. Events are like Facebook pages or whatever. It would be really hard to walk away with no sales at all from a vendor event unless you're just not doing your job. But sometimes they just don't go that well. You know what I mean? You just cannot predict that somebody is going to come by and buy all of that stock. So I tell people this all the time: make an investment in your business, but do not be irresponsible with your finances. If you simply cannot have $3,000 worth of product, don't buy $3,000 worth of product, okay? So I don't want to talk you into making a huge investment in your business if you cannot find other ways to get rid of that stock. Sign up for another event, go sell it, work another event, have a VIP party, have some demos. Like, I can purchase $3,000 worth of stock because I know I will use it. I know I will. If I go to an event and I have a rough event and I don't get the sales out of it that I wanted to, I know I can go have some Facebook parties. I know I can have some in-home demos. I know I can use it to launch my new downlines. I know how to use that. So just be aware of that when you're purchasing your stock, and be realistic about how much stock you really need to have to work an event. If you are working a teeny tiny event with your women's group at church, you can get away with a lot less stock. Maybe that event more for you is about networking, making a few new customers, setting up some Facebook parties and distributorships. Maybe it's really less about making a lot of product sales in the moment and more about deepening your relationship and helping them know their LipSense girl. So when you go to set up your event, you really need a visually appealing display. So you need a table out front where you've got your testers set up, where you've got some things of varying heights. You've got some mirrors if you're going to let them try it on your lips. Some visually appealing things. If you take a canopy, like a pop-up canopy, and then take like the canvas part off and string it with icicle lights, it's really pretty and it's really eye-catching and it feels really festive. And you can hang cute, colorful things from it as well. And that's just a nice thing to do like for indoor events, and it kind of makes it pretty. You need maybe a pop-up banner. You can get them done at Vistaprint. There are some images in back office. You can get a LipSense tablecloth. I recommend a single color tablecloth and not something with a busy pattern that's competing with your product. You want your product to be the most eye-catching item on that table. So if you have like a paisley, like if you have my dress as a tablecloth, it's pretty, but it's going to compete with all of your product. And then you need to make sure that your stock is not within reach of people at the event. They will not understand the difference between your testers and your stock, even if it has a sticker on it, and somebody will open your stock. And you'll be like, oh my God, what did you just do? So do not leave your stock where other people can hand it. So if you've got like a square booth, a table up front, and the people are only in front of your booth, and then the inside of the booth is where you're operating, and in the back of your booth, there's a table with like your colors, your gloss, your oops, your little baggies, your application tips, and a bag to put it in. Like you've got like a little assembly line back there to put your orders together. To make a vendor event successful, you have to be an active participant. If you think that you're going to put a table up, put some LipSense tester out, I don't care how cute your banners are, if you sit in a lawn chair behind your booth, you are not going to make any sales. Angela and I, when we worked this event, I don't think we sat down the entire time aside from alternating to take a break for lunch. If you don't feel like you can do that, vendor events may not be your thing. But I really, really, really encourage you to push yourself past your normal limits and do it anyways. Force yourself to do it. Have a buddy that's going to hold you accountable, and get out there, and you need to talk to people who are walking by. You need to go into it understanding that as many times as people are going to come over and be interested in what you're saying, just as many times they're not, and you're going to be told no, or that they're not interested. They maybe even give you a snooty look. You're going to get rejected. It is okay. Like, you just need to know that going in and not let it start wearing on your heart. That is just numbers. There's 1,000 people coming through this event. 800 of them, are going to be women. Out of those, some of them are going to be interested in what you're doing. Some of them are already buying LipSense or distributors. Some of them are not interested in what you're doing. That is okay. That is okay. You can kind of work with people to overcome some objections. Oh, I used LipSense once. I didn't like it. Oh, really? What didn't you like about it? They're like, oh, well, it tried out my lips. How often were you applying your gloss? What gloss? I don't know how many times I had this conversation when I worked this event. So be sure that you are having a conversation with people, especially if they're just throwing up a little objection. If they're like, and you can tell that they are like super uncomfortable and don't want to talk to you, like, okay, all right, it's cool. Don't be obnoxious. But you need to try to talk to everybody walking by and then not get hurt if they don't engage with you. Just be friendly, just smile. If they reject you, even if they're a total witch about it, keep smiling and move on. That's their loss, not yours. When they come over, immediately start demoing the product. Hey girl, what kind of colors do you normally wear? Do you like neutrals? Do you like browns? Here, let me show you some colors. We actually decided going into our event that we did not want to let people try on lips. I have heard from almost everybody that they do let everybody try on lips because they want them to see how it doesn't come off, because really the magic is in it. So Angela and I made a lot of sales. We did a great event. I thought we did a great job with it. We showed them that it was magic. And then we actually put the stripes on the back of our hands, so we didn't have to like try to help them get it off or send them away with all this stuff on their hands. People don't really like that. So I ended up with like 30, we both had like 30 and 40 stripes on the back of our hands from showing people colors on our own. And we had the supplies there to try on lips if somebody insisted, but we would like take it out and let them try on lips and then put it away again, because we just really didn't want to like go down that path, and it went okay for us. But there are lots of girls who do vendor events who swear that you must have them put that on their lips and enjoy it. So if you're going to let them try on lips, disposable wands, glossy samples, makeup remover, and foops and cotton pads. Put those down there. Tell them, once this is on your lips, it's not coming off. But inevitably, somebody will freak out. They don't like the color. They messed up the application. Foops on a cotton pad will help you remove that a little bit faster than oops. Your oops remover will. And then you also need to just have some regular makeup remover wipes, because if they put lipstick on that day before they came to your event, you want them to be able to remove it, and their lips need to be dry, and then apply your product. And then warn them that because we had to remove something underneath it and their lips weren't really clean, that they might not see as good a wear out of it. But that was just kind of one of the reasons that we didn't really want to get into doing everybody trying on lips, because it just felt kind of overwhelming to us. When you are demoing your product, seat. Sold as a set, exfoliation, how to apply, tingle. Just hit on those 4 things. Make sure nobody leaves without understanding those 4 things, and be sure to include application instructions in your material for them. And then one of the other tricks that we used was having a giveaway. So at our vendor event, we had a basket. It had a bottle of wine, a bottle of champagne, 2 champagne glasses, 2 wine glasses, and a corkscrew. This was not an expensive basket to put together. Even with the wine and stuff in it, I bought cheap stuff, no big deal. It was probably like $30. Like, honestly, no issue. And then you have a raffle card, and it captures their name, their email address, and it has some little check boxes. Are you interested in promotions, product promotions? Are you interested in signing up to be a distributor? Are you interested in buying at a discount? Are you interested in hosting a party? And then they check the little boxes and they put it into the thing, and they're entered to win a raffle. And you let them know if they ask that you have to be local to win, and that I'll arrange for you to pick it up with me. I'll meet you somewhere and you can pick it up. I won't ship it. So what you do is then you use that information to follow up with people and contact them. So if I've had a conversation with somebody and made a sale to them, I will grab their card out real quick. I'll write down the colors that they liked, colors that they might be interested in purchasing in the future, and who talked to them, and go ahead and make a note about that. And then I actually, sorry, I got a text message. So, and then at the end, we divide them up, and everybody gets cards. I don't want to start over, but somebody's texting me that I need to respond to. Okay, sorry, 2 seconds here, and I will finish this up. So, so be sure at the end that as you're taking notes on those cards, that you first separate the ones that if I talk to somebody about signing up to be a distributor, I get their card. If Angela talked to somebody about being a distributor, she gets their card, and then we split the rest of them evenly. And the easiest way to split everything up is you bring equal PV. I bring 2,000 PV. You bring 2,000 PV. We both bring our own card readers. If I swipe $800 worth and you swipe $1,000 worth, you're going to transfer me $100, and we both have $900 at the end. And then we split the product evenly going home. We brought in equal PV. We leave with equal PV. Each person brings the same amount of change for the change drawer. I bought $100 worth of change, you bring $100 worth of change. Everything gets split evenly down the middle, and then you don't have to drive yourself crazy. Be working with people that are in the same aspect of their business where, you both can come in with 1,000 PV. If you need to come in with 2,000 PV and they don't have any stock built up, then you just probably need to do a partner for profit where you share a little bit of the profit with them, and split that. But fair, fair, fair. Work with people you like, work with people work with people that you're going to get along with, and split everything evenly and have a spirit of giving and just not being unfair about it, but a spirit of not clawing after what's mine or being selfish. And you will both walk away feeling like it was fair and equitable and fun to do that event together. All right, so get out there and find you a little event and try it out. You'll have a good time, I promise.